I don't know about you, but something just doesn't feel quite right. Sometimes I look at the world and wonder, why am I really here? I get anxious, I feel lost and confused. I have more friends than ever, but I don't really feel connected. I have all this information, but I can't find the truth. The more I seek pleasure, the less I find happiness. I don't remember the last time I played. I don't remember the last time I was scared. I don't remember the last time I felt human. Maybe the answer is right in the mirror. Maybe it is something that I took for granted my whole life. Maybe the answer is inside my own body. The only thing that connects me with who I really am. If I can understand that, maybe I can understand myself. So I'm traveling to the oldest place in the world to learn the oldest lesson known to man from the only person who can teach me. So who is Ido Portal, and what does he teach? Well, where do I begin? In 2014, a man walked into my studio, carrying all of his possessions on his back. He was a nomad, relentlessly touring the world city by city, teaching his message one person at a time. What I thought would be just another interview, instead, changed everything. Because I began to think of my body in a completely new way. You see, Ido is a man obsessed with human movement, who has spent his entire life in the pursuit of this knowledge. His subject, movement. His mantra, move. Move more, move better, move with more freedom, move with more understanding. Move, move, move. His teachings would attract a new tribe of practitioners with their own unique ideas, values, and character. Ido would call this movement culture. Then in 2015, everything would change when he began training the UFC fighter Conor McGregor. Suddenly, both Ido and his culture were elevated to a global stage, where the world would learn of lizard walks and spinal waves from one of the most well-known fighters on the planet. This was incredible for me to watch in real time. It was like some kind of a strange YouTube dream. Months later, Conor would be crowned the UFC champion, with Ido Portal right by his side. But for me, Ido was always the same person, just a man obsessed with finding the master key of human movement. And yet the more I understood of what Ido taught, the more I became confused. With more answers came more questions. And I soon found myself lost again in this concept that was so simple, yet so complicated. So when Ido invited me to Israel, I jumped at the chance. As a kid from the beaches of California, the Middle East had always fascinated me. A place with so many cultures and countries and languages and traditions. Where people created religion in search of salvation. Looking for answers outside of their own bodies. Like many of you, I had watched the news. I had seen the violence. I had heard the politicians speak. But I wanted to see what it was really like for myself. So here I am, in the land of the soul, to learn about my body.
Try your best, you keep going, don't stop, never stop, never stop. There is no reason to rest. Just keep going, keep going. You're frustrated, keep going. Oh, I'm shit, keep going. I want to kill myself, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Just chew on it, get used to the craft, man. I'm making a craft here. And you know, it's like the first craft that you made in primary school. You brought your mother some fucked up statues and Mama, look what I did. And she said, what a beautiful creation, it's so creative. It's like afterwards your dad throws it in the garbage because he thinks it's some leftover. So here we are just getting used to that. I'm shitty, I'm not yet good at it. It's the Shoshin, the beginner mindset. And we go into the beginner mode. And I try to sustain the ball on the wall for as long as possible by placing myself in front of it, tightening my fists, and moving my body. If I miss it, I miss it, I pick it back up, I go back into action. Let's do it.
There he is. You well?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
What do you think about this?
It's amazing. This is like a big playground.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It is a playground for adults.
Yeah.
There is no bigger reason for a community to gather around. Play.
I remember the first thing Ido ever told me.
It's not about what you want to learn. It's about what the teacher want to teach you. And people hate hearing it. If you find a real teacher and if you find a real process, it doesn't matter what he teaches, what it teaches, what she teaches. It just matters that you found that thing. And so if I'll find a real violin teacher, I'll study violin. Mastery of everything is the mastery of mastery. It's the mastery of yourself.
Ido was born in Haifa, Israel, a beach town near the border with Lebanon. As a young man, he was always obsessed with the physical. And at 15 years old, he fell in love with capoeira, the seductive Afro-Brazilian martial art and dance that introduced him to movement, music, and rhythm. For the next 16 years, Ido would master the art. But this dance was not enough, and Ido longed for more. So he traveled the world in search of a true movement teacher, learning from anyone in any discipline along the way. Athletes, yogis, dancers, gymnasts, circus performers, and fighters. He studied nutrition, health, anatomy, physiology, mental training, and more. Unable to find a movement teacher, he returned with one conclusion.
I didn't make the next mistake of being an acrobat, being, a dancer. I realized I love movement on all of its shades. Utilitarian movement, artistic movement, breathing, any form of mind-body connection.
Boom, 1, 2, balance, feel it, place, balance, feel it, down. Don't drop down. Everybody sees that you're cheating. If you spend days on the rail, you would become the cat. But we stop challenging ourselves like this and we start to feel shitty, hence we don't like it. I challenge you to not like it when you're good at it.
Let's face it, I am not a mover. In middle school, I won the science fair. At university, I got the engineering degree. Now I'm surrounded by proper athletes, all of them 20 years younger than me. And what's with the tennis balls and handrails? When are we going to get to the good stuff?
If it's too much and I give you a traumatic experience, you're not going to go back into it. And then we encapsulate the fear, and inside the capsule, it grows until it takes over your life. Where touching it in the right moments is okay. Here is a controlled risk. Yeah, you can probably somehow, if you're a real idiot, catch your foot inside of here, fall on the other side, and crack your head open. Making some serious mistake. But without it, what will happen? Yeah, like I'm here. Okay, I need this, I step on it, I need here. So whoa, where am I? Okay, I'm stepping here. Oh, I'm falling down. Oh, I come down here. It's nothing. But it looks much different when you're up there. Yeah. Try again. And breathing now. And a small smile as well. Yeah, this smile relaxes you. It's connected with the mindset. Yeah, just a small stretch of the lips. A fake smile. Faking it until we are making it. Small smile and breath. Release the leg. Standing on two legs is the hardest thing. Now you can use it for balance. The right leg, it's a huge part of your balance. And now you place it when you're ready. Breathe. The fear comes in, wants to make contractions. You manage it. Don't eliminate it. You'll never eliminate it, but you play with it. You dance with the fear. Don't overuse me. You did it. Now you did it. You took that step. Nice. 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 Stop. Go back one step. You're good. Okay, we'll do the descent. Put the right foot. Squat down slowly. Squat down slowly again. You're good. Push it back. Release it. Good. Slowly come down into the foot.
Yeah?
You broke it. Now you broke it. But this is your project. Mounting, walking alone, dismounting, coming down. Maybe not today, but before you leave. Captured.
Okay.
The next time you try it, it's a completely different beast. But you have to step away from it to feel the difference. Now you broke it. You broke the fear. This is what the parkour kids call breaking the jump.
Right.
It's actually breaking the fear of the jump or breaking the fear of the element. All of a sudden, it was possible. Did you feel it?
Yeah.
What was impossible before, what was paralyzing, all of a sudden, I dared, and now, it's not so difficult. And it happened.
Yeah, but I had to trust that process and make the leap when my brain was saying, don't do it.
Yeah. And I, as a teacher, that's the interesting part, I can hold your hand to the edge of that cliff. But when it's time to jump to the other side, I cannot occupy your hand. You can only do it yourself. I can teach you a jab and a cross and do all the drills, but eventually you're all alone. The ring is the loneliest place. And it's the same here. I can give all the tools and instructions, but you have to deal with that emotional, hormonal dump, that focus, that fear. So it's a beautiful moment of self-discovery and evolution. You've just made a huge change in your neurological makeup. You've rewired yourself around this fear, around the possibilities, and you're not the same person as you were. This is beautiful. We need more of this in our lives. It's uncomfortable, but this creates huge changes. It's an arrow. Discomfort and fear is an arrow. It's here. This is where the gold is. X marks the spot. It's here, but we go with the pleasure. That's not where the arrow points. And that eventually is not pleasurable anymore, and it kind of can destroy our lives. But where our fear resides, this is where real growth is, and discomfort and pain is part of it.
Thank you.
Good. Good, guys.
My name is Odelia. I practice movement for a living. I came across Ido's work in capoeira, and I directly recognized there's something different about the approach, about the quality of the work. I had to learn from this person, so I just started to train with him, and then we shifted into other worlds. I had a car accident around 10 years ago. I was just driving the car on my way to Haifa to meet Ido and the guys, and someone ran into the car behind me, and I nearly died. I broke 4 vertebrae in the lower back, L1 to L4. I was lying in the hospital bed, and I was thinking, I wonder where will I be in 5 years from now? Will I be able to walk? Will I be able to do this? And then after a few weeks, this question still, I remember the day that I was lying and thinking about, because I couldn't walk, I couldn't move. And I realized that it doesn't matter. I try to live every day, like, I know it's a bit cheesy, but as if it's my last. But it really is, it really could be.
I have a 10-month-old boy, and I think I told you he's crawling now and he's about to walk. And you said to me, Brian, he's closer to the source than you are.
Yeah, he's operating tools
that are superior to yours in many ways. Tools of intuition, tools of connection, without yet terminology and language taming the process. Fears are not categorized yet as fears. So how does this work? Well, like as a child, like, right? Like you learned how to walk. You figured it out. You know who taught you how to walk? Not your parents. Nobody teaches his child how to walk. That's not true. That's not honest. You learned how to walk. It can only be learned and figured out. And that's the beauty of the struggle, yeah? The Sisyphus approach. The struggle pushing that rock up the mountain is enough to fill our hearts. That's the nature of being alive, evolving, increasing awareness, enjoying this reality that nobody fucking knows what it is. So I think it's a good thing that we have to struggle, and once we eliminate the struggle, great emptiness hits, and it happens on a micro level for us all the time. Reaching goals. Yeah. It's a very emptying moment, which brings us to another very important thing. Success is not a good orientation. It's a filthy word. It's a nauseating word. I hear it a lot. Success. How did you become successful? How to succeed? That's a wrong orientation. The orientation should be to learn something about this body, this mind, the nature of our awareness through those tools. But it does not mean you don't do them very intensely. So I practice like a madman, but with complete detachment of the result. In the end of the day, it's about being a craftsman and not being the success story. Sit down and do your fucking work.
You still do hanging work these days and everything?
Of course.
I do it in the gym now, and I just think about you all the time, you know?
Always good.
I'm gonna go. I've got room there to hang. I'll do a little bit. And how often do you prescribe the hanging?
Daily.
Daily, and
Daily.
for what kind of a time interval?
5-7 minutes a day total time. But they build it up in small sections, maybe 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, maybe a minute. And it's kind of like a cat stretch for us.
Right.
Because we're not moving on all fours. So we rarely the modern lifestyle, we rarely compress the body and we rarely extend it. And this is kind of very nice extension. It runs through you. You let gravity do the alignment for you. And what better modality to use than gravity? We're living with gravity. We have a constant relationship with it, although many don't realize it. And then the other thing, the compression, is the squat, which we've talked about before. Yeah. And just compressing the lower body and just down here, spending time. And this is what I would recommend for everyone. These two basic things. You have to really think, what kind of legs do you want to build? I don't want tree trunk legs. I want bamboo legs. Wang, 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 wang. Flexible, strong.
Yeah.
If the wind comes, it bends it, but it doesn't break, and it can bounce me out. It's elastic.
I do this now in a suit when I'm waiting for my breakfast in London, and people walk by and they just don't understand. I also hang in the subway from the thing, and it freaks the English people out.
Yeah, I'm sure. I do it in Germany, and I get some weird looks.
Yeah.
I think many people are very much stuck in their own world, in their own lack of movement, and what we're trying to bring is movement to the public and to make people join us and to derail outside and let people see what we do to bring movement and life and everything that we do out there, to as many people as possible, not to become couch potatoes and like Ido would say, Homer Simpsons.
Send it up, send it up, send it up. Hop, 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 go. Hop, 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 hop. Go.
All this while, waste of time. Your bad mask, never mind. I want you something off your back.
Good. We start with movement of the spine. Starting with the wall. She will stand very close to the wall, facing the wall actually. And come a bit from the sides, come closer. She will touch the wall with the nose. And then she will touch the wall with the chin. And then with the chest. And with the chest to the ribs. With the ribs into the abdomen. Abdomen into the pelvis. By the time she touched the pelvis, the nose is the furthest back. And now she initiates again. Nose, chin, chest, ribs, abdomen, pelvis, nose again. And she does this very, very slowly like this. And little by little, it will start to form a wave. As she comes close to the wall, but she does not touch it anymore. And she starts to wave her spine. Wave her spine. We will go like this 5 minutes straight, non-stop. Everyone across the wall, let's start. This is about fine motor control, terminology, movement terminology. The control of the body. The articulation, the separation for the sake of integration later on, for the sake of improvisation later on. Good. If I was a yoga teacher, I would say one wave, a whole world, or something like this. But it was one wave. It's the same wave, and you can use it in multitude of ways to go in, out, and you don't have mastery of that wave unless you can actually use it in a variety of ways. It's an archaeological wave, yeah? Where do we come from? From where? You should know. Yeah, from there. The life start there. So evolutionary, our spine is coming from there. We still have that fluidity. We have it. It's a reason. You have it? That's it. It's like people don't respect the fact that they received something. I have a leg, I use it. I have a spine, I use it. Most people don't respect it. So when do they respect it? They hit the wall. You fuck up your spine by sitting, by not moving, by not oscillating. By the time it's fucked up, now you want it back. Life does this to you. Life asks you, do I have something in my eye? You're not going to get it. It's too late. Yeah? And the biggest depression can be resolved with that. A near-death experience. It's enough. It kills all it's the Prozac. You know? A small accident, like a car accident. An appreciation of your spine. Odelia broke her back. It's like, okay, I want that back. I thought I didn't need it. No, I need it. Because I'm interested in the ability, in the content inside the container, in the liquid inside the cup, and not in the cup. The tennis boxing game is the container. What is the contents? Rhythmicality, footwork, sense of distance, accuracy. Touch my hand. It's not easy to touch that ball, to catch it, yeah?
Ido was teaching us to deal with unexpected situations. The randomness of the ball and the unpredictability of our fists force the brain and body to move and react in new ways. Ido once told me, "I don't plan, I react." He was teaching us to embrace chaos, to be anti-fragile, to grow stronger with randomness.
The problem is, the more you play this game, the less it does the magic. And at the same time, the more you play the game, the better you become at it. These move in inverse correlation, because the more you get good at it, the more you like to do it. But the less it is for you, because now it becomes a specialized tool. Wow, I can do this game really well because I trained it. Good, so it's a beautiful game, it's also playful, it's also enjoyable, and brings us back into a little bit this juvenile approach of learning through play, through craftsmanship. As a child, you don't go into the competitive mindset right away. You're more in a playful mindset. Let's play. You don't think to yourself, oh, he's better than me when you're 2 years of age. You just play. You're not orienting yourself towards success, and when you fail, you're done, you're over it. You're not orienting yourself towards things that are temporary, but you orient yourself towards something bigger. Craftsmanship, self-mastery, self-discovery, evolution. My movements are beautiful today, but maybe tomorrow my movements are not beautiful anymore, but I'm not basing myself in beauty. It's not about just moving beautiful and looking beautiful. Yeah, and I did the eyebrows for the shoot. I don't base myself in that, because that is going to get over. Your teeth are going to get down here. The ball sack is decreasing 1 millimeter every year of a male's life. Yeah? Gonna walk with it on the floor a few years, dragging it behind. So we are declining, we are destroying, the body cracks, we get injured, we age. We age now, not tomorrow. We age. We are born into the grave. So let's base ourselves in something else. Let's do the play. Let's discover. Even if it's a dead-end street, this game, it's already a beautiful way to pass an afternoon, and it's make sure you are feeding yourself, not food, but movement tasks that are essential for us. And that's not respected. The adults look at it and it's like, he's just playing, he's just being a kid. No. Yeah, he's being human, more human than you. Homo ludens, we are that play man. We must play. It's our way of being, it's our way of developing, surviving, everything. Animals play, and they precede mankind. So play is bigger than humanity. It's not like you become old, you stop playing. You grew old because you stopped playing.
I think that the real disabled people are the people that don't move. And it's like if you see around, usually in big towns and everywhere in the world, in Europe, in the States, in Israel, everywhere, you see most of the people, they don't move. They walk, they sit in the car, they eat stuff, awful stuff usually. They look at TV. I mean, they are very stiff and they don't move. They don't try to challenge their body. And so they don't try to challenge their mind either. I mean, it's all together, you know. I was injured by a train accident in France. It was 32 years ago. I met a lot of people at hospital that couldn't do what I can do. I found myself in front of people that have so big problems, you know, and I felt like, okay, I don't have any problem. Okay, I am sitting in a wheelchair because I have no legs. It's easier for me, but I can be on the floor. I can climb, I can do everything. I'm like a monkey, you know? And then I had the feeling that I have to move for those who can't move. The guy who can't move his arm, I am moving for him my arm, because I think it's like I have a so great privilege, I have to use it. I have to use it. And I don't think everybody has to deal with sport at a high level. I think everybody has to move. Meaning you have a lift and you have stairs, take the stairs. You have I don't know what, you have a car and a bike, take the bike. Not the electric bike, you know, the normal bike, the tiring one. You can run, you can jump, you can dance, just do it.
Okay, I'm given this body. That's enough reason for me to respect that tremendously. I'm not going to degrade this body. I'm not going to destroy this body. But because I was given this, it's enough reason for me to go full on with it. To learn about it, to operate it, and to work with it, and to explore it, and to understand it. But it's hard work to remind yourself that and to continue to explore that. But if I take your leg, you immediately know, I need my leg back. The body is us, and we kind of know it, but we also fall into all these Descartesian traps, living up here, and by the time we are realizing it, it's too late, and we lived in a suboptimal way. And maybe that doesn't matter, like I said. Maybe ultimately, again, the same end result is the same end result, but somehow, again, like I said, it makes sense right now to go full on with what I receive. So I have this breath, so I use it to communicate with the most passion the idea to you, not just wasting it away. I have this leg, okay, what can I do with this leg? I have this spine, what can I do with it? I have this brain, what can I do with it? And it's a good reason to go for it, and it fulfills you back because of that. I think it gives you so much because of that. It's a hint, it's the right thing.
Purely because you can.
Because
That's enough of a reason.
Yeah. It's there. Respect that. Why do you think it's there?
Who is this gentleman over here who seems to be enjoying himself?
That's inspired by Ben Gurion, the very legendary Prime Minister of Israel, who the story tells he was a student of Moshe Feldenkrais, who created the Feldenkrais method. There is a very famous photo of him practicing headstands. I think there was a lot of movement happening here back when I was an itch in my daddy's pants, not even.
Why movers like that in Israel? Is the climate? Was it new ideas, new ways of thinking, new people?
Major part of it is surviving the horrors of Europe 80 years ago. A major part of it is the climate that is supportive of more movement. Definitely colder countries, less movement. Constant threats, terror, wars. And then also people's bodies, which come from different climates and arrived here with a certain gene pool, and they have problems, health issues and joints and pains and aches, and all this is contributing something. So it's a country of immigrants. It's a crucible of cultures.
On my flight over here, they gave me a pillow and they gave me a blanket, and it was just about the right temperature. I had water, a little bit of food. I was extremely comfortable. And I'm curious what you think about killing people with comfort. And are we a little bit too protected now as humans?
It's a common issue, it's a common problem. We've taken the road of satisfaction, protection, safety, pleasure, comfort to a ridiculous level. We are oversensitive and over-alarmed by certain things, and that fear creates its own problem and pains and issues around it, sometimes more than the actual condition. Fear is an extremely powerful thing in our lives. It's one of the most primal, basic inputs that we use, but it took over our lives because we come from an environment with many dangers and risks, and it was a very potent protective tool, but now it became a hindrance. I think happiness is not a good orientation, but fearlessness is a much more powerful thing. You will never be fearless, but the orientation might be good for us nowadays. Less fear and more awareness of how do I perceive things, everything. We are creating this environment by how we see it and the narrative that we make of it. And the narrative is the story that you tell yourself. Brian is a story. If you take it down into the most tiny bits, Brian doesn't exist. It's a collection of stories. Hence, what really happened to you is not as powerful as what you tell yourself happened to you. An old school psychotherapy, Freudian, was dealing a lot with that. What really happened? What happened there? Let's dig into it. It's not as powerful as the stories that you tell yourself.
We are the sum of the stories we tell ourselves. What story had I been telling myself? For 40 years, I had pursued money and success, my twisted version of the American dream. It brought me emptiness. So I created a new story, London Real. It was scary, but worth it. Now I am the student, always learning, always beginning. I was starting to see Ido as much more than a teacher of movement. Instead, he was using his tools to connect us to what we really are. Our pure essence, our original nature. Helping us to understand ourselves in order to understand everything else. To abandon what we're good at and embrace what we sucked at. Shoshin, what the Japanese call the beginner's mind.
Doing this, it was considered the weirdo. Now it's a whole culture doing it. And I'm so happy to see here people coming in, playing with a ball, on the wall. It's like, why? Because now it's a fashionable way of training, of being, of moving.
Yeah.
You've done the same with London Real. All of a sudden it's like, to record some conversations and publish them by yourself. It's cool. It's opportunity. So we took the system to break the system, kind of using what's there.
Yeah, give people what they really want, which was told to them that they shouldn't be doing these things, which is play and real conversations.
I'm not a serious trainer. You're not a serious journalist. Journalists would make fun of you. And trainers and PhD physiology experts make fun of me. But it's too powerful. You can't ignore it anymore. And they have to respect it eventually. catch the stick as close as possible to the floor, using your legs to lunge, to move, to place you. Gonna go 2 minutes, one arm, 2 minutes the other arm. By that time, you should warm up your legs really well. I can use squatting and I can use lunging of all kinds, and I warm up my legs in a real way. It's not like you're preparing this way and then you go to a judo match and you're in a perfect way. Life looks weird. Pause a tennis game on YouTube. What do you see? So this is a much more real way to prepare the legs. Because if you do prepare the legs in these perfect positions, you can't move for shit. These are the worst movers on the planet. Fitness people. They are the people who invest the most amount of time into their physical practice and move the poorest. Of course, the couch potatoes are worse. But for the amount of time invested in movement, they are the worst. Very important nowadays is to empty the arms. The arms are too full. Your arms are locked. People are moving around. The same thing with the spine. They're calcified arms. And then they go to the gym, they try to get this. And we need to empty the arms. Add a little bit of movement just to remind yourself. Notice how I bend my knees to catch the motion a bit, and I feel a rush of blood in my hand. Rush of blood. Rush of blood. Rush of blood. When I do the drills with Conor, he says, I feel like an orangutan. He finishes, he says, I'm ready, I feel like an orangutan. And that's where all this stuff originated from. Yeah? The Vinnie McMahon walk was more cocky, but he added these ape arms. So, getting a little bit longer. I hope you feel that. Now, you're already too long. Yeah, you as well, yeah, and Roy. Remember what I said, these are transmission cords. But what am I doing now? I'm trying to make this the engine, not the transmission. Strong arms mean shit. Because the power is not here. Yeah? Show you the real power now, yeah? Capture it. Observe, this is the real power, how you unclog the hose. This is nothing. This is not here. It's not here. It's here. Look, turn around. Look at this. This is a sign of power. Look at how the low back, look at the thickness of the low back. It's a lot more in the extremity, the end of the chain and the end of the chain. It's here. That's why we're obsessed with this. Yeah? Boom! It's this. It's that engine. It's that makes the power. But we became focused on
I've always been fascinated by movement, and bringing Ido in this week was phenomenal. It recentered the mind, it changed training, it was movement based, there was no contact. To be able to go into certain positions and balance on one hand or in unusual positions, to be able to do that, you don't just have control over your body, you have control over your mind. So it's always been something that's fascinated me.
What do most people do when they are the very best in the world at something? They keep doing it. And why wouldn't they? It brings them fame, money, and success. But what if success is the wrong orientation? What if being fearless is a better approach? Well, it seems as if Conor McGregor is about to find out. Considered the very best mixed martial artist in the world, he has decided to enter a completely new arena: boxing, where his kicks, his elbows, his chokes, his 20 years of martial arts training cannot be used. A sport where he has zero professional experience. This takes the beginner's mind to the next level. But there's more. His opponent is a man considered to be one of the greatest boxers of all time, Floyd Mayweather, with a flawless 49-0 record. So how can Conor win? He must use something unorthodox, use something unexpected, use something counterintuitive, use Ido Portal.
There are more rules, which means if you could introduce some new movement principles that Floyd's never seen, it could really be that master key or mega principle you're talking about.
We meet two different animals, kind of like an octopus and a lion. There are a few ways to approach it for Conor, and I'm not sure where it's going to go. One of the ways is to box with the boxer, and that's of course is a very difficult thing to do. Another thing is not to box with the boxer, is to find loopholes inside possibilities, scenarios, which are still allowed within the boxing realm, and above that as well, just confidence and fighting spirit and heart is a huge factor here as well. Of course, both possess that.
You might say it's impossible, but that's the point. Go to where the fear is, and all of the world will be watching. Because deep down inside, every single one of us knows this is what life is truly about. It's the essence of being human. Conor has already won.
What's the biggest thing you learned about yourself with all of that focus and criticism, and because you're on a different level now and working with people like Conor?
Yeah, I learned that I'm not about being loved by everyone, which I once believed. It's like, I'm a good force. I want to do good. I'm a hard worker. I built myself really with those skill sets. I worked so hard at it. So like, why shouldn't it be accepted well by everyone?
Everyone, right?
And I learned that, no, that's not what I'm about.
The bigger the star that you work with, the bigger the tale that is told about you, right?
Yeah.
As you said to me, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I said it to myself at a certain point, because I realized, like, oh shit, what did I get into? And then I reminded myself, like, okay, do you want to do it or don't you want to do it? Can you stand the heat or not? Take the criticism, work with hatred, with the haters, like, that's the next level. Okay, what it does to the ego, how you operate with that. You should really not take criticism from general public, from comments, from talkbacks, from critics that never met you, don't know nothing about you. They're not providing criticism from an expert point of view. Their egos are screaming, their own jealousy, their own insecurities, or their just lack of understanding in the subject matter. But if you never met me, you never took a class with me, how do you want to criticize what I'm doing? What do you want to talk about movement? It took me 20 plus years to begin to understand that I don't understand. So what do you understand? You didn't spend a moment trying to understand. You watched some clips, You watched an interview, what did you do? You saw a handstand or a crawl, and then a moment after a play with a ball, and a dance routine, and then a fight exercise and a game. What do you know about it? You don't know nothing about it. You cannot do it as well. So all these hints, don't take the criticism. But don't avoid criticism altogether. Have the people in your life providing you that feedback for growth, for self-development.
So if you aren't doing it for some kind of love, then so what did you conclude you're doing it for then?
I'm doing it for my own self-discovery. It's being interested. It's discovering. It's growing, and it's passing time in that way. Because all we can do is just pass time. That's all we're doing, right? Like people ask me, why are you doing it? It's a way to pass time. It's a good answer. I once heard it from a martial arts teacher.
I'm always trying to figure out what it is that you do, what it is you're all about. And the best example was yesterday. I went through Israeli immigration, and they're like, why are you here? I'm here to see Ido Portal, one of your national treasures. And and I said, what is he? I said, he's a movement. He's not a specialist, not an expert. If I called him a guru, he would be looking for me. And yet, when I pulled my phone out and showed him literally 15 seconds of you on YouTube moving, they got it. Not only did they get it, they were excited, and they wanted to know more about it, and they were pulling the other immigration officers in to look at your video. Why does this happen?
It's like all paradigm shifts in a way, I think. It's so simple, it's so, there is the side of people who said like, it was always there. Of course it was always there. We're living in a body. Of course people were always moving. Movement was always there. I don't have any new insights. There is nothing new under the sun. It's just, I spin the perspective. I turn them to look at it from a different perspective, and then it just happens. Bruce Lee said it very well, and he repackaged the philosophy that was known from before. Absorb what is useful, disregard what is useless, and add what is uniquely yours.
And tell me about the subsequent development of movement culture, as we know Ido Portal's movement culture.
Yeah, it's just, you can't do it alone. You have to move inside a culture. You need a culture to move in, which is you will start to feel it if you don't feel it already very soon, just because you're already now practicing in a more open way, but you kind of have to find locations and friends to play with and teachers. But then imagine you have a culture to move in. Imagine you have a community you meet regularly, and it supports that, and you do it together. We are social beings, and movement, it cannot be separated from the structure that occupies it and the cultural context around it. So for me, that was obvious. We need a tribe.
pressures, all the cameras, all the friends, all the egos, all the reputations. Oh, what's next? Oh, I'm pressurized. Oh, I've never done this in front of blah, blah, blah. Oh, the sun, oh, the floor, the cracks in the floor.
To learn more about Ido Portal and watch the second part of the movie for free, go to londonreal.tv/Ido. And for a limited time only, we have 5 hours of extra bonus footage, including more training techniques from the studio in Tel Aviv, my entire beach conversation with Ido, where we spoke about capoeira, growing up in Israel, and the influence his mother had on his life, and the market conversation in full, where he talked more about Conor McGregor and his fighting style. In addition to this, we also have the Q&A conversation after the movie premiere in London, perhaps one of my greatest conversations with Ido ever, where he went further into the upcoming fight, his training philosophy, and his future. All of this is available for free on londonreal.tv/Ido. Join the community, and I will see you there on the inside.